Hello everyone, it's Sandy here sharing a process video today for My Creative Scrapbook using the March limited edition kit. As you can see the pretty papers here on my media mat, we've got 49 Market's Toddler Time collection mixed in with some other papers from Simple Stories, which are classic poo. We have lots of embellishments to work with this month, and I think you'll have a lot of fun with your kit. You can see me here just using a stencil that I got from my stash, and I'm just adding some fluffy modeling paste from the Crafter's Workshop. I like this one because it dries with a white finish, and I just put it in about 3 different areas just to give a little bit of texture and dimension to the page. I have a really cute picture of my grandson Clarkson that I thought would go really well with this paper, and decided to use it. You can see me there just drawing up the modeling paste, and I do usually dry my modeling paste from both sides of the paper so that be an even distribution on both sides of the paper. And I did go ahead and map my photo prior to being on film here, but I just used a navy blue cardstock from my stash, and then I used one of the green papers that are from the Toddler Time collection. And then I also pulled out another paper and tore off the upper left-hand edge of it to be kind of another matting down beneath my photograph. And then I also had found one of those little pocket envelopes and decided to trim it out and print the same photo but a little smaller so that I could tuck it into that little pocket tag and, just do some replication of, the photo. And so I am elevating my photo and mat on some corrugated cardboard just for more dimension and to get it up off the paper. I do wish I'd push it up a little bit higher on the paper because of the way that writing is, but that's okay. I did distress the edges just a little bit of that and those little tags right there. I wanted to use that plaid one really bad, and then I wanted to bring in some more blue, so I found a blue one and did distress those, and then I staple them together so they won't move around, and then I'm going to adjust them to see how they look with my photo and my other mattings. So I wanted them to have just a little bit of angle on one of them, and then I did want my photo clusters to be down in the lower right hand side of the page just to kind of balance out that image that's on the paper of the little girl in the upper left hand corner. So anyway, I just fiddle with it a little bit there, and then use my T-square, and then I do bump my photo, so I have to go back in and adjust it, but that's okay. That's the scrapbook life, right? Anyway, I want that one to be straight, and then, I try to do the same when I bring in the second photograph, and that one I just trimmed away a little bit of the edges of that paper, it was the upper frame there, and just got my photo to sit right in there. And then there's one little flower that comes off the edge there that has a little delicate stem on it, and I was just making sure that was going to be okay. I do have to use a couple of pieces of the corrugated cardboard to get it to be high enough where those florals that are on the left will kind of rest on my other image and be supported by that. So that's how that's happening. And this month it seems like I'm gravitating to using my Barely glue, and this is one recommended by Simon Hurley, and it doesn't necessarily dry really fast, but it sticks really fast. So, there's no wiggle room for, changing your mind or repositioning your photo. So here I'm just getting some embellishments that I pulled out to see if they would work, as well as some florals. And here I'm using those cream ones that are from Little Birdie Craft, or Little Birdie Studio. I think that's what their technical name. And then these were just some of the laser cuts. I wanted to bring in some more orange to kind of contrast with the little blue coat. And then, I also did a couple of pops of the yellow to kind of bring in the yellow from her dress up in the upper left. And then also my photograph has some yellow in it, or it looks to be yellow. My little grandson is standing in a horse barn. His mom works on a horse ranch where they do breeding and that sort of thing. So he's going to work with mom that day. But anyway, it's a sweet little picture, and I wanted to document it and have it in my memories. And so I'm adding in that little laser cut floral there to kind of serve as a third flower. I usually like to do groupings of 3 on my florals if I can. I didn't want to use a third one of that same size. I wanted just to go ahead and try to use that laser floral right there, and then I do bring in a secondary yellow one here in a little while. And there I've got a little tag that says Charmer on it. So my title for the project is technically Little Charmer. And I do kind of bend it up just to give it some dimension, but also just to make it seem a little shorter and to balance it with the other elements on the page. And then I bring in that yellow one and mess with it for a while, trying to decide if I want it over, under, just how the stem is going to be most supported. And then finally commit to gluing it down. I fussed with it even longer than what you see on camera here. But anyway, I do cut it off just a little bit so it'll work a little bit better, and then I go ahead and use my glue. I thought about using a foam square, but opted not to, just so I could get it down. And then I am coming back with a third one of the cream florals and trying to decide the best placement. Did I want it over, under, or did I want it up and more in the middle? But I decided to place it down there because I did want to use those laser cuts right there that are the little white creamy flowers. I thought they would be a nice replication of the other cream flowers that are 3-dimensional, and just tuck those in right there, and then the photo mats kind of pop them up as far as a color is concerned. And so I thought they were really pretty right there. And I do also bring in another yellow floral over here, which you can see, and I'm going to support it on some foam just to bring it up a little bit and kind of fill in that little cluster area there. And then I kind of mess around with that butterfly, trying to decide where I want him and also where I want that little tag that says little on it. I guess that's supposed to be kind of like a flashcard or something that's used in school. But it goes really well with this collection, and it is part of the collection. And here I'm coming back to see if I want some more of my orange flowers in there. And then I also had some other little laser cuts I'd pulled out in a title, just to seeing if anything else would work that I had kind of pulled to go. And then there are some laser cuts of a little boy and girl seated together. And on one of them, they face one direction, and the other one, they face the other direction. One has a little more fair skin than the other one. I opted to go with this one because I liked the way the legs were going, and it kind of turned in toward my little grandson, so I thought I would go with that. Anyway, and then I do at some point bring in another yellow flower to go behind the little boy and girl. And here you can see me coming in with the little dog, and I do have the little lambs, which I don't think I get that on camera, but I do ultimately add the little lambs. I put them a little bit lower than the dog. And I felt like all the animals needed to be grounded a little bit, and so I came in with a marker and just kind of drew a line kind of beneath their feet, so they would have something to kind of sit on, if you will. And there I decided to bring my butterfly into my focal area and place it on that little tag that says, well, literally little. And I'm trying to get that, good and horizontal, and letting that glue dry just a little bit. Sorry, I've got a tickle in my throat. So anyway, I like the way the butterfly just sits right in there. And now I've got another piece that I had set aside that's from the Cartabella ephemera, and I think it says Sweet Day, and I thought that would be nice to kind of tuck in there if I could. And there you can see me playing around with the lambs, which are so cute. If you have any little baby pictures or anything, I think they would just be darling to use. But here I'm trying a couple of different things and trying to decide, how far down do I want that Cartabella tag to go. And then I do ultimately put it on some foam tape. I think it's the 1/4 inch foam tape. And I do position it down and nestle it, in with the cream florals. And there I am reaching for my tape. The 1/4 inch does really well for so many of these smaller pieces because it's a little smaller. And then, I want to get that just right, and so I stand up to get it like I want it. And I wanted to get the navy blue tucked down underneath my photo, but I wanted just a little bit of it to show, so that's what I'm playing around with there. And then I was thinking it wasn't secure enough, so I added a little bit of glue. Yeah, I fiddled with it quite a bit, don't I? Anyway, I've got some more pieces over there, but the main one, that I'm thinking I'm going to use there is the lambs. And then on camera, I don't catch me using the lambs. But after I go off camera, I do add some art stones, a few pearls, and I do come back in with the lambs and put them down there on the lower part. And I do adhere them with the foam tape as well. So there I'm going to cover my photo, and my white there is some picket fence, distressed picket fence, and I'm just splattering the page. It's kind of, the papers are kind of a vintage feel, so going with shabbying up the page is the right thing to do, I thought. And there we go. So here's a little bit closer look for you, and then I'm going to be coming in with some close-ups, and I'll have details below about how to order a kit or become a subscription member, which is the best way to go so you don't miss anything. Thank you for coming by today. I appreciate you very much. Give me a thumbs up if you like the video, and subscribe if you enjoy my content. See you later.